Hello. Okay. Wednesday, January the 5th, 2022. And we're going to do another listing show. Sorry for not having one yet. Yesterday. If I have some more people join, then maybe I'll explain why I didn't have a show yesterday. I did go out thrifting today, and I found some stuff, which was kind of nice because the day before I went out, I actually went to more stores and I found one whole thing which doesn't seem to be working. And so we'll see. There's going to be a lot of lower end stuff today, so we'll see how that goes. If we run out of things, then I'll start talking about some of the bolo ideas I have. Hey, Tracy. Thanks for coming in. And yeah, so we'll start. And what I'm going to start with is for my death pile, I've had a lot of these Thomas the Trains. And a lot of the ones I'm going to be selling are these motorized ones. I've already tested them all. Honestly, I thought these would be worth the least of all the trains. And except for really vintage Thomas, they're actually, they're okay value. So we're going to start with that. And I always start at the main part of my stores. Sales have been pretty good. They're a little slower right now, which is actually kind of good because I was getting overwhelmed. Hey, Tommy. So we'll see how that goes. The reason I didn't have a show yesterday is I was grumpy. I'm sure maybe, Tommy, you can understand that a bit too. I was grumpy because I had a nasty return, and a few other things. So now what we're going to start with is I've made some drafts for this stuff just because I didn't feel like looking for it. And we'll go from there. So the first one is this little glowing guy. It obviously works. The batteries for this actually were really cheap, so I'm actually going to include them. And somewhere that I've lost, here, I put the prices. Basically, I'm going to ask $14.99 for everything. So yesterday I had a there's one issue when you ship from Canada using a reshipper, which is a company that takes your items across the border. And that problem is if they give you the wrong address. And honestly, in 3.5 years, as far as I know, it's only happened a couple times. The funny thing is when I went to go look on the website for my reshipper, there's an actual area where it showed issues, and there was a whole bunch of things in there where people had issues getting their stuff, and those people never let me know. So I'm not sure what's up with that. So in the last month, I've had, unfortunately, 2 where they've given the wrong address, and so it bounces back. The problem is when it bounces back. Let's see, this one's good, and this one shits. But when it bounces back not to me here in Canada, but bounces back to the Chit Chat's location in United States. And in order for, that's what I'm talking about, Tracy, is what happened and why I was in a bad mood, and I decided not to do this show. So, anyways, this camera, a very expensive camera, it sold for $160 American. Bounced back, and because I don't have an ability to get it back from the United States, that camera basically goes into no man's land. And because I didn't get the item to the customer, I had to refund them, and so they don't get their item. I'm going to keep the shipping, of course, and I'm out that. And the reason I was upset is because the same thing happened with another camera less than 30 days ago, and I was out $80. So in order to solve that, I have to get a government business number, and I don't know if I want to do that. So, anyways, so that happened. That didn't put me in a great mood because, I hate stuff that's out of your control. Even if I had fixed it, it's Gandhi. So, and then the other thing that happened was I got one of those um, positive, negative reviews, or no, a negative, positive, where they were complaining about the item, but they gave me a positive review. And so I'm just going to leave it, right? Because I think I find it's better just to leave it, even if it's positive. I don't think any people actually read that much of those. But I was angry with myself because I thought their review was very legit, because they said, it was working from the outside, uh, and it was a Harmony remote. And they said the issue was that, actually, I'm going to show this one. So this is another one. The issue was that this is another one of those motorized things that I've had forever in my guilt pile. Anyways, right. So it was a positive, negative comment, and they said it was there was some corrosion on the inside, and it was still attached to the old account, and completely legit. Like, I'm not going to pretend I didn't screw up. And so I was angry at myself. So also, I don't know about anyone else, but one of the also enjoyable things about ADD is we can be a bit moody, or a lot of us can be moody, and that includes me. And so I try to hide that moodiness if I can, because it's freaking annoying. But that day I was also not in a great mood. So that's what happened to that show. Not to mention, right now it's a little hard to source. And a lot of the stuff I have now is much more difficult. I was basically have a lot of things like cameras, like video cameras that are missing the charging cables and stuff like that. I've done all the easy ones, I think. So I'm gonna have to really work on sourcing the stuff I'm missing, which is good. This is a good thing because it gets it out of the house rather than sitting around forever. Gas 2, the one at 15. So, what? No, put the price in. But that $160 sale really sucks, because I'm not sure what's going to happen if I do register with the government with a business number, how that affects me, and just doing that for returns kind of sucks. But Craig from Two Dog Steaks channel actually had a good recommendation, is to get a United States address. And I do know Canadians do have that sort of thing where they have an address in a town, because a lot of us are really close to the border. So sometimes people have a postal address, a postal box just across the border, and this company's set up for that. So that was a really good idea. So, I'm willing to drive that 1 hour there and back to get my freaking 160 American back. So I might really look into that idea. That was a great idea. Did you quit your day job? Are you full time? I didn't quit. I'm on. I took a year with leave, and that was the other issue, is I have to do some paperwork, and I'm not good at paperwork. I can't stand it. So I was in a good mood, And I've also here's another one. We're doing another one of these. Game of all these stupid things. These have all been tested. This is kind of why I did these drafts too. What the hell was I saying? Can't remember what I was saying. Anyways, I also find kind of with ADD is that at least I can be moody, and it's funny how that can really affect yourself and how you react to things. Like, the older I get, the more I have control over that. But what I don't like is when that stuff comes out, and that can come out either sometimes I feel like a god. I'm right about everything, and then sometimes I feel like a piece of shit. Or, I also have the ability to be mean if I'm not careful. So that's another enjoyment of ADD. But, there's not much we can really do about that, but be aware of it. Okay. But the payment from eBay was great this week. Can't complain about that. Okay. And let's go $14.99 yet. This is one of those. These are some things I've been saying in my death pile for a long time. And list, come on. There's another one at 15. So today, I think I might have found my, I definitely have found my find of the year so far. So I'm not going to list it today, but I'm just going to just show it. So $3.99 Value Village, everyone's favorite place. And this is a Yashica T4 35 millimeter. I have not tested it. I'm going to assume it works. That is a good assumption to have. Hopefully this is okay. Oh, that's fine. And so I'm just going to show you the comps for this. You already have it up somewhere. So this camera here is the hey Shay, is the exact same thing as this one. What I paid $3.99 for, and this one sold for $640 American, and it's not the only one. So let's take I actually haven't looked at Terapeak yet, so let's take a look at that. And they can be slightly different different ones, but look at these crazy prices. Let's see if this is the same one exactly. Nope, that one's weatherproof. This one is not that. But the one I was looking at here, or was it? Is exactly the same one. Let's take a look at some more comps. Because I'm doing this to make myself feel better. That's totally fine. Yeah, let's do used. They're all used. And highest. So you have to be careful. It's the same thing. We're not going to take a long time with this. I'm just showing it to boast. I mean, to share my success. So, yeah. Exact same thing. So isn't that crazy? Like, why are these worth so much? And it's not just one, right? It's not like some weird exception. So that was kind of good. And, it better damn well work. But even if it doesn't work for parts for that, for $3.99, that's very happy. Okay, enough of that. Okay, next thing. Another one of these. Yay! We're gonna get rid of all of these all at once. I've been in a few moods lately. At least we know they are happening. Yeah. For me, it can be during the day. I can go up and down, especially as my ADHD meds kind of wear off or boost in and stuff like that. But I also had overwhelm, which I haven't had for a long time, where there's a whole bunch of stuff happening at once and you kind of shut down a bit. Hey, long time. Okay, thank you for coming in. Okay, so let's do this train. Let's get rid of some of this extra crap. Okay, so this is, this is this one here. I have no idea what A is. To test it, but I'm not going to write it. It goes into the same box. I probably bought this years ago. I do look for Thomas because there's some really good ones out there. But condition can be important. And boom, another one. And into the bag goes. Where can I put the price in? So for some of these trains, I might not actually get this. I'm asking too much. But tonight's Canadians will buy them. So I'm just putting it there, and then over time I'll drop it. I'm just glad actually mostly to get this listed. Okay. Thomas says, well, yeah. So here's another one I was comping. This is also plastic. It's also electric. I also tested it. Yeah, my little note on here. This is Glenn, Trackmaster. And so this one I'm not listing because I'm going to see if I have the other parts for it. But see, when we're looking at all the other ones, they weren't worth that much. But see here now, these are sales for this particular one. You have to be very careful too because there can be small differences in the face and in the top, and you can be looking at the wrong one. But if you see here, actually just do it from highest to lowest so we have a better idea of how much it actually sold for. So this one here sold above this amount at least. So that's 65 US. If you have the back bits, right? $50, 30 bucks. So for this one here, I'm not going to list today because I can see if I can get the other parts for it because by itself it's not going to be worth much. But if I can get the other parts, and I see Thomas, the tank, big bags fairly often. It's definitely something worth learning. Okay, so let's do the next one. And this is one of those ones you pull back and it zooms. Again, not worth a lot, but always double check the train names. The differences are so minor. Yep. I know, like, well, I'll show it after. I'll just list this one, then I'll show what I'm talking about. I think it's one of those categories worth learning for sure. Photos. The nice thing about this kind of item as well is that it shows up at the thrift store quite a bit. And also you'll see them on places like Facebook quite a bit too. So if someone's just trying to get rid of a lot of them, you might actually be able to get a few surprises in there, especially if you're knowledgeable about them. And it's one of those things where a lot of the stuff has no value, but there's some hidden value in there. which is one of my favorite things. Okay. These are easy to do, even if they are low value. Oh, that's another one. So let's see here. So the wooden ones can be some of the most valuable. One way you can kind of tell is if they're old, and this one is not that, but if it has a flat magnet at the front, that can be an older version. Damage is important. Now, if it's something really valuable, I'd still list it, but for something common like this, is probably not worth it. Excuse me. They can even be differences in the color. Some of them have gold here, and some are silver. Sometimes the paint jobs can be very similar. Sometimes they can have faces that are different. And like I said, it's one of my things that I really like is that it can be hidden. This one actually, okay, I have to put a new battery in, but oh wait. Often they've lost their cabooses. So I think this one here might be a little more rare, but he's pretty beat up. And it's, for me, it's a bit more fun too. We're doing one very similar to the last one. If anyone is going to list with me, let me know. And then that's not it. It's not my mistake here. It's because I'm reusing the same one. That's why. Okay. Selling. There we go. This one's very similar, except it has a different caboose. And actually, I have to fix the other one. Let's just get rid of this. The reason I have rulers showing up for these ones as well is because they're smaller. And I want to make that pretty clear. Yep, good. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. Listings. I can edit this one. No, this one. Doesn't have the red caboose, it has the mail car. And it's not Percy. It's Thomas. Oh no, that one is Percy. Or Thomas. Excuse me. So another thing I've been thinking about a lot as well is sourcing, because at this time of year, it's going to be a lot harder to source because less people are dropping stuff off. And what I was thinking about is what you find at thrift stores or Facebook or auctions can be different. But not only that, is the value of stuff can be different depending on the source of where you're getting it from. That's another one. Let's just get rid of this. Done now. Get rid of this. What's this? Get rid of that. And that's something else I want to show later. My son has the metal and wooden ones. I'll have to check those out if he wants to give them up. The Brio wood stuff cost me a fortune. Yeah, the Brio I'm not as familiar with. Even some tracks and items from Wood and Thomas the Train can have value. It's hard to kind of like generalize what to look for. For one thing, I'm still learning it. But number two, it's like it can be quite diverse. You can have the same name for the same car for the same train, and one could be worth like $5 and one could be worth $50. But that's part of the fun too, right? If it was easy, it'd be hard to find. Okay. Now I got two exactly the same. Then we'll be done with these trains for now. I got like 1,000 trains, so let's do this and drafts. Perfect. So what I was talking about a second ago was how the value for the items you find are going to be different depending on the source. So, for example, one thing is SLR vintage cameras, things like this, or more new ones. And what I find, I don't know if other people find the same thing, but cameras at thrift stores tend to be one price because they don't have time to investigate every camera, because you do have cameras that are worth nothing, and then you have not that well, and you have cameras worth $100, right? And because of that, I find cameras are actually a fairly good buy at thrift stores. But if I look for film cameras on Facebook, in my experience, a lot of people, now there's exceptions to this, right? Don't take this as gospel and don't not look. But I find that on Facebook, a lot of the people selling cameras know what they're selling. And so the opportunity to find deals for me on Facebook has been a little less. And with auctions, it's funny is that it's more random, because if the auction listing is for one item, then I find you don't get as good a deal. But sometimes with the camera lots, they'll be trying to sell a whole bunch of stuff at once, and those can be good deals. And I've made some great deals on that as well. So anyways, my point being, I was thinking about that quite a bit today, of how I should be using certain sources for certain things. So, talking about the Thomas, I would say that the thrift stores won't know the value of Thomas. I would say Facebook marketplaces, most people don't know the value of the Thomases of their children's toys that they're selling. And auctions, I don't see them as much. So it could depend on the one item that could change where you're actually looking. Okay. So I'm just going to look at my listings there. I hope that was clear what my thought pattern is there. I'm obsessed with sourcing. What I don't like is like yesterday where I spent like a good hour or more than that, 2 hours running around and finding an item that only half works. Very inefficient. What I'm doing here is actually just writing the number, so I don't sell the wrong one. I'm going to sell similar. I'm also going to edit this, and I'm just going to put the word 1 here. That will tell me that if it's in the same box, which it will be, which one it is. So for the other one, I'm going to do 2. So because it's 2 identical items, it'll try to help prevent errors. And here's the other one. And I know it's the second one because it's the second one in pictures. Come on. That's another 15. So I'm going to update my banner now. This show's half over already, so I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that this one here? No, I missed one. So that's 80, 120. So I'm at 120. And we're just going to fix that banner. This is another reason I've switched from what a lot of people do, which is trying to list a certain numbers each day. So to doing gross value, because I think for me at least, gross value is actually a better indication of how much I'm putting up there. My net is around 50%. So after all these, I'm only going to make $60, right? So you have to keep that in mind for the amount of work. Now, the amount of work wasn't a lot, but I did have to test all these, so maybe it wasn't really worth the time, right? Okay. And I've definitely learned in the last few weeks, not enough time in the day. It's become a bit of a real thing. I picked out some really sweet deals off Marketplace local pickup last week. I'm seeing a lot of things marked half off. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I should be checking too, because maybe people are going to be in the clearing out mood. So definitely should be doing that. Oh, hey, Aaron. So I somehow missed that. Sorry. Thank you for coming in, saying hello. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay, this one's kind of funny. Well, it's not really funny. This is a cable. And this cable came with this Bose. And I bought this Bose. I have no idea when, because this doesn't make any sense. It wasn't 2013, that's for sure. That must be 18. I bought this a while ago. It's been in my debt pile ever since. And because I hate testing electronic equipment. And the funny thing is, when I check the value of it, this is the valuable thing, the cable, not that big heavy thing. And I'd rather ship something like this than that heavy thing. So I'm gonna probably donate that and just sell the cable. It's funny how often parts are worth more than. Let's see if it's still here. Okay, good. Parts are worth more than the thing itself. especially when it comes to Canada and especially when it comes to weights. So this is it. And that's quite a bit of money, really. Just for the cable. This one got okay money. No plugs or cables. So maybe I won't donate it quite yet. But see here, $29. That's just not worth my time. It's going to weigh too much. Excuse me. And my sleeping hasn't been the best either. If we're going to start bitching. Just making sure it's the same thing. Yep. Because of a cough, believe it or not. And this is all going in the same box. Apparently, almost every show after the end, I'll switch boxes because there's just too much in there. I don't like overloading the boxes too much. And I don't have to expand my inventory anytime soon because I've been purging and selling. Honestly, selling a lot. So, can't complain about that. I didn't test it, so I don't really want to say too much. Yeah, that's good. I'm pretty sure it works. If it doesn't work, then they can return it. I'll take that chance. And right now I'm thinking $49.99. Lowest weight category. Let's see. Yeah, I'm happy with that. $49.99. And boom. Took only 4 years for me to list that? That bag's too small. The thrift stores are completely empty now of people and stuff. Kind of nice to shop with no one around. Okay. Next. What can we do next? Yeah. I picked this up today as well. I think I paid $5.99 at most. 4 years, yes. It was. I bought that such a long time ago. I hate stereo equipment, but I know there's a lot of money in it. I don't understand. I've never been a music person. Anyways, here's a Sony Walkman. I think it was $5.99 or $4.99 or something. I've tested it; it works. It's all good. The funny thing is, I used to test with music, and today I used to tape with my own voice on it because it was, I have tapes, for testing recording, and it's like hearing my own voice was actually better because it was easier to tell if the tape was slow or not than with music where it can vary a lot. So, anyways, I only pick these up if they have some value because a lot of the times they simply don't work. Okay, so Sony. The nice thing about these Walkmans too is they are often easy to find the model number. And they're in demand. They're definitely in demand. Okay. I'm thinking 49. Just double check the weight. No, it's good. It's on this one. And C12. Let's get that down there before I forget in. I'm going to lower it a little bit though. 44. And my normal. Good. And boom. So that's 45. And let's go. I haven't been checking Facebook as much for inventory, but I will be doing that, especially for the next couple of months as things get really slow. Sourcing wise, and let's be honest, sales wise. Excuse me. Okay. So let's do more things. So a while ago, I purged a bunch of old listings, quantity listings. But I'm going to redo these. I have 10 of these ground assault things. The good ones already sold. These are kind of less. And I'm going to, hopefully they have some value. I didn't actually check if they have value just to sell a ton of them. But it's better than holding on to them forever. I'm actually starting to see empty bins around my hovel down here. It's kind of nice. Still a ton of crap. Find the more experience I have, the less I'm buying that's going to sit around, because either most likely I'm going to get rid of it if it is a mistake, because I still make lots of mistakes, don't get me wrong. Pocket models. Okay, so this is them. The freaking zip code pisses me off. Okay. So I got 10 of these. Okay. So they have 24. I'm going to do $19.99. Thank you for everyone who came to entertain me. I really appreciate it. If anyone has any weird questions, well, not weird questions, you know, I think it'd be weird if you want. That's fine too. Okay. Seven, 6, 5, 2, 6. Yes. Yeah, Anna. That's the weird question of the day. I said it. Can't back out now. Right. Combo. 9. And good. 1 at 20. For Harry, yes. Have you ever looked in the mirror at your bum? Of course. Who hasn't done that? I want to see what's back there. Oh, finally, yes, someone to block. Did it work? Block. There you go. Okay. Next, what should we do next here? Exciting stuff. I have no idea how much this guy is worth. Luke Skywalker. And don't get too excited. I have pictures of him with his shirt off. Okay. Ooh, Star Wars is already there. That's convenient. Nice. Luke. Luke Skywalker. Okay, I need to be a little more specific. I think there's a date on his back somewhere. Where's bum? 1992. Hopefully I can find him. I'm sure I could, but I would call this a doll or action figure. Oh, there he is. Oh wow, those didn't go for very much, did they? There he is. Even more naked. Those are completely naked. Okay. I bet you everyone who's just kind of had it in the background when I said naked kind of looked up. No accessories. It's all accessories, so I'm going to do that. 12. There he is. There's the bum. There's him with his shirt off. Poor guy. He also has tats on his hands for some reason. Okay. Now, I have one for played with marks. Played with use condition while lots of marks weren't paint and signs of use. So that, I think, is fair for this one. There are a lot of different Lukes. Make sure you don't have a rare one. That's a good point. I'll just double check before I throw it away. This is bum. There's his tats. And he's starting to lose his hair a little bit at the back like me. And there's a picture of me with my abs, believe it or not. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't have this white shirt, so that's a good point. He's more like this one here, the khaki one. Oops, misclick. He's also missing his belt. Now you get me paranoid. Well, he has the same green. He has the same green boots. Do they want to Luke? Yeah, this is him. His face might look a little different, though. Well, tell you what, if someone gets a good deal, then more power to them. The only thing that's a little different is his head, which I know is important. See that guy here? His head's different. Okay, screw you, Annette. You've made me paranoid. We're going to save it as a draft and I'll investigate it later. Thanks a lot. Come in, ruin my show. And just for that, I'm going to torture you with another one of these guys. I'm just bugging you, right? I'm very happy that you're here. Okay, so another Thomas. So this is the metal one. This is die cast. This one's in fairly good condition. It just have some marks though. There, see there? Yeah, I've seen that. We watched that one. It's really good. Yeah, we watch a lot of Netflix too. We watched the latest Witcher. It's really good. It's really good. Salmon. I had no idea what we're having tonight. But since I'm doing my shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, supposedly, I'm salty about it. But I'm also I have to cook on Thursday, so I'm gonna. Oh, I know we're actually having baked ziti on Thursday. I can even do that. Okay. Just binge watch Witcher. It was amazing. Yeah, it's so good. It's gonna be a long wait until the next season. I played the video games. I read all the books. Okay. There he is. But I know there's more than one comp. These are cheap. So he went for okay money. Right now I'm thinking $34.99. And I did test him. So we're going to do this guy here. Oh. Okay, he has a different face. That is the danger of Thomas, which I almost fell into myself. This is a different face too. Last time I did this, I had a lot more comps. What am I doing different? Oh, you know what? It's probably this Y something. Let's do this properly. Salty, diecast, Thomas. Now it's way too many. Used and sold. This is him. I even looked at that one before. So, to me, getting $24.99 for one toy that might be in a big bag is a really good return. We're gonna ask $24.99 right now. Unless it goes down a lot. That's a different face. Okay, we'll go with the $24.99 and we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna put the price in before I forget. All right. Now this one's not perfect, but it's pretty good, I would say. No, it's actually at the top because I got this one ready a while ago. to the box. I'm pretty good. I rarely forget to put the box in. I have put the wrong box number though, and that sucks. When you're trying to find the, because basically you're doing, if I put in the wrong box number for the inventory, the only chance I have is looking up other items that I'm pretty sure he listed at the same time. This is 2012. And even then, sometimes it's like I have to go through my entire inventory. This is why I keep all the bags from Goodwill, because I like to get the items a bit more protection. Okay, so we're going to keep going. We got a few minutes left. Thank you to everyone who's stuck around. Binging The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu right now. I want to kill people. Yeah, I'm a sensitive guy. I think that might be too much for me. Especially right now with the lockdown and all that stuff. I was just like, no. Search parameters on eBay are really screwed up. They changed it somehow. There's a lot of strange behavior. Yeah, I have always found that as well. I have not figured out how they do it yet. I know sometimes what will happen is you'll do a search, and then it'll put you into a category, and then when you search again, it only looks in that category, and then that can screw things up instead of going back to like searching all categories. So this is a Bosch recharger. Rechargers are kind of one of those bread and butter things. It's up to you if you think it's worth picking up. Not just Bosch, any of these rechargers. Let's see, BC660. I can't remember how much I paid. I can't remember if my friend gave me this. I remember nothing. $34.99. That's what we're gonna do. I comp a lot, and it's been awful. Yeah, comping is always, it's a bit of an art, right? Even when things sell right away, you're like, oh. And then it's like, why didn't that sell? But once it's listed, honestly, I don't look very often. I'm going to change my shipping policy because this one weighs a bit more. Okay. Good use condition. That's fine. Well, March signage. Okay. Don't know how long battery lasts. Battery lasts. The charger charged it. I'll look at my grammar. Got it. So this is going to be the last thing for the show. This time's up, and I like to stick on the timeline pretty good. And here we go. I just got to fix the order of those. Get rid of the UPC code because I don't know it. Into the box. Okay, so it's a better picture. That's good. Perfect. So that one was one. Excuse me. And that was for 35. So I'm just going to do my total here. 35, 60, 80, 125, 175, 295. Fix the banner. This is as much for me than for any other reason. For 8, 13. So in the total I did 13 items and a gross of 295. So half of that should be net. I want to gross 2,000 a week because that would mean my net is going to be about 1,000 a week. That's my goal. Now, obviously, things aren't going to sell necessarily for full price, and I can't go beyond full price. So, but that's okay. I'm going to have days where it's more and sometimes less. And honestly, it was being so busy just shipping stuff out that now hopefully I'll have more time to get more stuff out. Yeah, comping is an art, but eBay is making it really difficult lately. Yeah, it can be like if something's common, then hey, no problem. It's the weird stuff, or you looking at the wrong model, like for the Luke, and you sell one that is much better than the one you did. But that's part of the game too, So, and honestly, we buy things so cheap that it's not bad. Anyways, thank you everyone for joining me and entertaining me. I should be back Monday next week, 5:30 to 6:30, and I hope your sales are great. Thanks.